places. Hey, everybody, welcome to Natural Intentions live coaching session Monday night. Oh, no, do this. Buddy, we are live. Sorry, I missed everyone yesterday, but was having some technical difficulties. Let me just see. Let's see. Greetings. Okay, let me turn off my ringers. Okay. Okay, I think I'm ready now. No one's on YouTube yet. Let's see. Start video. Hey everybody, welcome to Monday. I keep saying Monday night. Welcome to Tuesday night. I missed you guys last night. I was having some technical difficulties, so I couldn't jump on last night. Everything is all good today. So I'm here. Good to see everyone. I'm doing YouTube live, plus I'm doing the community. So maybe we'll get some questions from YouTube if anyone joins us on there. Let's just see who's in here right now tonight. Who's in here with us? All right. Hey, Denise. Hey, Mignon. Hey, my regulars. Okay, guys. It is all about finding the healer within ourselves tonight. Wanted to talk about this. I know I've probably talked about it a little bit before, but wanted to go a little more in depth about I'm not the guru. It's not on me. So just knowing that when you're on your healing journey, when you are trying to get to that other side, when you're really working on yourself, you're doing the self-awareness, you're really diving deep, because that's what it's all about, that you should be depending upon yourself for everything that you need. Definitely having a coach, having a therapist, different things like that are definitely good and will help you along on your journey. But the answer should truly be coming from you. So everything that you're going to be doing, you're going to be going within your own self. And those answers that you need, they're going to come from within. They're going to come from you. So we really, I wanted to make sure that we really just explained that a little bit more tonight and kind of explored that, talked about it a little bit more, see if you guys have any answers or any questions, about what type of inward work you should be doing. Like, what should you be doing? How should you be getting your answers? Because no one knows you like you know yourself. No one knows you like you know yourself and know exactly what it is that you need to get past so you can start the healing journey or continue your healing journey or get over some traumatic incidents you might have had in your life. So no one knows you like you know yourself. So it's so important to be able to figure out what tools you're going to use, and to know that that's what's going to really help you, is knowing that the answers are going to come from within and being able to trust yourself and to trust your answers and to know that what's coming from you is for you. So when you're in meditation, when you're in prayer, when you're in your quiet moments, and there's something that you should be working on, it's something you should be working on. There's always something that we could be working on to better ourselves, to improve ourselves, to take ourselves to the next level. When you hear that from yourself, it's not like a spooky voice, it's not a loud voice, it's yourself thinking, it's your higher self when you get to that place. But sometimes it's really hard for us to get to that place because we're not really doing the work to get there. And that's really going in and seeing the things about ourselves that we don't want to see, the stuff that's hard for us to work on, the habits we might have, the thoughts we might think, the mistakes we've made in our life, the things that we've done maybe to hurt other people, the things that we really don't want to face about ourselves that we know we need to work on and we know we need to change. So being able to do that is really going to help us get to, like I said, that other side and help you to continue your journey. And it's not an easy process at all. It is really actually a very hard process, but it's necessary. So I wanted to ask you guys, the people that are on here right now, what is your purpose for coming here every Monday night? Like, we've been doing this now for a few months. Your purpose for coming into the community. Can anybody give me an answer of why they started the community? Why they come on Monday nights? What's your reasoning for coming on Monday nights? Is it, to get help on some particular issue you might be dealing with? I know most people are on their healing journey, but can anyone give me like an answer of exactly why they come here on Monday nights? What you're searching for, what you're looking for? I think we got someone on YouTube. Hey, people on YouTube. See, we got one person on here. So, because it's so important to know why you're doing this. What are you doing this for? What's your real reasoning for coming here on Monday nights, for joining in on the workshops? What's the work that you're really trying to do for yourself? Because that's really important for us to have an idea of what we're trying to do, or what results we're trying to see from this process. Because it's not an easy process. It's really a hard process to do this work, because it's something that we really should be working on daily. It's not something that we do every once in a while. For guidance, Mignon said for guidance. Okay, that's really good. And that's what I do, for guidance. I'm here, and I just wanted to make that really clear. Like, I'm a teacher, I'm a guide. I'm not a healer. I am a healer. I'm a healer of myself, but you're the real healer for yourself. So, Mignon, that's a really good answer, coming for guidance, because that's what I do in this community when I'm doing my coaching. That's what I love to do. Is help to guide people to extract that information that they have within themselves, so they can start in their process, because you have all the answers. So a lot of times people will come in, or people will join, or people will get into the one-on-one program, and they're expecting me sometimes to have the answers that they already have. So I always like to tell people that it's you that's going to be doing the work, and I'm just going to help extract this information out of you and guide you, so you'll be able to do this. Guide you, because you might not know about meditation. You might not know about going into the dark night of the soul, which is the time that we spend with ourselves, getting to know who we really are. And they call it dark because it is a dark moment, because you're dealing with all those issues and problems that you don't really want to face. That's really hard. And it's a process. And it takes more than a night. They call it the dark night of the soul, but it's going to take more than a night to get you through that. But you have to start that process of really getting to know who you really are. And that means the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's probably going to be a lot of ugly that we don't really want to see, but we have to, in order to come out of that, and to come out of that a better person, to come out of that, really loving yourself, coming out of that, really trusting yourself. So that's like really important. And we need to stop feeling like we need to depend on others for the answers. Because I know I used to feel like that a lot. I used to depend on getting my answers outside of myself. I was looking for my answers outside of myself. I was looking for my answers. I remember I didn't go to church recently, but years ago when I go to church, I was all confused, say like early, from probably like 18 to, I don't know, all my 20s probably. I was just back and forth. I grew up Muslim. I grew up going to the mosque. And then 18, and I went to college, got a boyfriend. Then I felt confused. I had some issues with some things that was going on with that I didn't really understand or agree with, or didn't have real clarity on. So then I started going to the church, because I had did that when I was really, really, really young. And I was just like, well, let me just go see. But it was really pressure and outside people telling me what they thought I should do. People coming to me, and me not trusting in myself and my own intuition, and the God within telling me. At that point, I wasn't listening to my intuition, to be perfectly honest with you, or the God within, because I was so confused, and I was going by what other people were telling me that they thought I should be doing. So I was going here, I was going there, and I was really confused. And I had no idea about, doing the self-awareness, or working on my past trauma, or calming my nerves down, and quit thinking so much about the future and worrying and having this anxiety, that I really didn't know what to do. So I was getting pulled in all kind of different directions. And I remember asking my father, there was a salon that I worked at the time, And there was a guy there, and he was just a customer. He was really nice, older guy. He would come in with his wife. He would get his hair cut, but for some reason, he just felt like he needed to tell me that Jesus had a message for me. I was just like, why me? So tells me, he's sitting there one day, such a nice guy, older guy. He didn't mean any harm at all. He's thinking that he's giving me something good, a message. But I mean, like, it terrified me, scared me. Like, oh God, what am I doing? What am I not doing? Should I be doing this? Should I be going? So that made me all confused because I didn't really have a solid foundation that I could stand on that said, or a belief within myself that I trusted my own answers for myself. I didn't have that at the time. I didn't have any self-trust. I probably really didn't love myself like I should have. I didn't love myself like I should have. I was doing all kind of things to myself, my body, mind, crazy relationships. So I didn't have that self-love, that self-trust that I really needed. So it had me so confused. And this is not to say that, church isn't good for some people. But for me at that time, I was just like, why is he approaching me with this? And why is he signaling me out? I didn't take it as something um, good. I was like, really, I was scared. I was just like, I didn't understand. But it scared me enough to make me say, oh, I need to go do that. Because he said I did. And he said, God's going to get me if I don't do this. Or like, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to be punished, or what's going on here, because I didn't have the ability to go within myself to get the answers. So that's so important. And it might not be true for you. It could be something else in your life that you're dealing with. It could be in a relationship. It could be trusting yourself with making decisions, different types of decisions in your life, trusting yourself with money. But for me at the time, that's what was going on. So that was such a serious time in my life. And I remember calling my father and being like, Daddy, this is what's going on. This guy is telling me I need to go to church and that, I need to save my soul. And, I was super confused. And my father's just, he's like real diplomatic. He was just like, well, you got to do what I didn't even think about it until I said it out loud right now. He basically told me, you need to do what you think is right for you. He didn't even say, oh, you need to come back to the mosque and this is what you need to. He didn't even say that. He didn't even put that pressure on me, even though he probably thought that that was the best thing for me. He didn't say that. He said, you need to make the decision for yourself. And I didn't know how to make that decision for myself at the time. And that was really scary for me. So I ended up going back to church. Anyways, it wasn't for me. There's, it's great for other people, but for me, it wasn't for me. Did it. And then I finally got some understanding, doing some really getting back into reading and studying and getting more information about what my path really was, because I really wasn't sure. But I knew it was something. I knew I needed to be doing something, but I didn't know what it was. So that kind of put me back on the path that I had been on when I was younger, before I was out of school. It put me back on the path. So that was actually a good experience for me in my life. Someone's trying to call me. Sorry, guys. That was a good experience for me in my life to have to face the fact that I needed to make decisions for myself and that I really needed to take the time to really think about that. So just wanted to talk about that a little bit, give you guys an example of what it means to really trust yourself and to trust your decisions. And another thing, number two, that was number one, just wanted to talk about, really learning to trust ourselves and to trust that we're on the right path. If we don't know, to do the research, to do the readings, and to find out what it is that we need to do. Come to these Monday night classes. Like Mignon said, she's here for guidance. She's here to find out how she can get deeper into the self-awareness, into finding out who she is and where she wants to go with this. So that's like super important. And then number two was going through what's known as the dark night of the soul. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that before. Basically, what the dark night of the soul is it's a stage in a personal development or deep spiritual work that we're doing on ourselves. So, and it's when a person undergoes a difficult and significant transition to a deeper perception of life. So how you perceive life, a deeper perception of life. And when you go into this deep spiritual work, or this deep self-development work, or personal development work, self-awareness, like I said, it's not an easy process, because you're looking at and dealing with some things that are going to be hard to deal with, but you're not going to get better until you do that. Like, that's just it's just so important that we do that work, because we all have some things about ourselves that we know we need to improve on, and we know we need to stop doing, and we know we could be better at. It could be, being a better mother, being a better partner in your relationship, being better to yourself. Let's start there. Being better to yourself, learning to love yourself, learning to trust yourself, learning to deal with the self doubt you might be dealing with, the low self esteem, or the confidence issues that you might have, or just dealing with the past trauma that has been in your life, because we've all had trauma in our lives, whether it be big trauma or it be little trauma. We've all experienced something in our lives that we probably still think about to this day. Every day we're probably still thinking about something that happened to us, and we just don't really realize it because it's happening within our subconscious mind. Those memories are there, though. So just being able to go back and deal with those things. We're finding out to now, 2022, just going through COVID and going through all these different things that we've been going through, that for so many years we really have been ignoring all that stuff about ourselves, because we are just living life, going to work, taking care of our families, trying to move up the scale in our jobs, or get our degrees, or just the regular mundane things of life, that we're not taking the time to really think about, how can I be taking care of myself better, because we're just trying to survive. We're just trying to pay the bills every month. We're trying to make it to the first, and make it through the first, make sure all our bills get paid and our children are okay. And we're not really taking the time to figure out, what do we really need? What do I really need to be? What do I really need to be working on with myself? What do I really need to be healing within myself? And COVID, did that for us, because the world needed that. It needed to be shut down so everyone could just stop for a moment and really think about what's really important. While we're here and we're on this earth and we're having this human experience, why not do it to the best? Why not master ourselves, master who we are, master our experiences here? Why not do that? Because it would make our lives so much more joyful and peaceful. And while we're here, we need to enjoy our time here. Like, we don't get long. So while we're here, we need to make sure that we enjoy that time. And that's a part of, as far as I think and I'm concerned, and the research and the books that I've been reading, that's a part of our journey here, is to really deep and to work on ourselves, and then to serve others. Not just to go to work, not just to pay bills, not just to raise our children, not just to do the regular everyday things and die, but it's really to do the work of becoming that best person that you're supposed to be. Sorry, guys. So working on that, and that going through that dark night of the soul is what helps you to do that. So getting down, going through that transition, and really coming to learning how to get to that deeper perception of life, really looking at that, really taking a deep look at, how do we perceive ourselves? How do we perceive others in our life? Because that's really all that matters, is your perception. When you really think about it, your perception, how you see stuff, because everyone's going to see it differently. So we can't, change what anyone else, how anyone else perceives life or sees life, but we can work on how we see it for ourselves, and not worry about changing anyone else, or trying to make someone see it how we see it. So that's like really important. And then number 3, basically, again, you are your only healer that you need. You are the only person that you really need to get the answers from. You just need some guidance. You just need, like I said, someone to help you to extract that information out of yourself and to help you to get there. But every time I work with someone, they always have the answers. They always, and it surprises them like crazy. They'll be like, damn, I I came up with that. Like, I really, dang, why didn't I know that before? Because you've never taken the time to really stop and to really do the work that you need to get there. So doing this work on Monday nights, coming into the workshops, working with me one on one, and just doing your own work every day, using your tools and stuff is what it's really gonna take to get you there. Did anyone have any questions or anything? I know I've been going for a minute here. Any questions? Anybody have any comments about what they might be going through right now or what they need more clarity on in their journey right now? Let me just see who's in here. Uh-oh. Sorry, cut my camera off. Anybody? Denise, Jan, anything? No? Okay. When we start really experiencing life, or we really start experiencing life when we stop living in a box and become more open to new ideas and different ways of thinking. So when we get out of that box that we're so used to being in, and we take on the challenge of, trying out new things, being open to new ideas and new ways of thinking, then we can see our life change. We can see things start opening up for us. But when we're so close to new ideas and new things coming into our life, it's like we keep ourselves closed up and we never really know anything except for what we're doing at the current moment or what we did in the past. It's like this life is all about change and experience and doing new things and doing different things and just trying it. You don't have to stick to one thing, but trying new things so you can see if it works for you, if it helps you, if it helps to open you up, if it helps to enlighten you. Because that's what it's really about, is basically getting to that point of enlightenment where you feel like, dang, I did that work. I went through that dark night of the soul. I really worked on myself. And now I really feel like I'm on the other side of enlightenment. I feel like I can help someone else. I can teach someone else now. I can give this information to someone else, which is what we're really supposed to be doing. Getting this information, learning it, using it within and on ourselves, and then being able to give this to someone else so they can do the same thing. So not doing it to shine or to, let our ego get big and just keeping this information to ourselves. It worked for you. Now you feel good. Now you're looking at everybody and you judging everybody like, oh, I'm better than you because now I know this information. No, because then you've gone back to just being your old self again. So it's about getting this information to as many people as you possibly can within this lifetime. And that doesn't mean you have to start a YouTube page or you have to get on social media and do videos. That just means helping the people around you, helping your other family members if they're open to it. And really, you don't have to go to them, but just being the example, just being yourself and showing, your life and how you live is going to attract people, and they're going to want to know what you're doing. What did you do to change? What are you doing differently? You seem, different than you used to be. And then you can share, and then you can be the teacher. Then you can be the guide. So it's just about, getting this information and being able to share it with other people, but making sure that we're trusting ourselves enough that we could actually learn this information, and then trusting ourselves enough to be able to give this to someone else so we can help them too. Because if we're in self-doubt, if we're not really feeling like we have what it takes to give this information out to someone else, then we're not helping. So we want to get it for ourselves and then start within our families, and then definitely take it out into our communities, because that's what this is all about, trying to be the change that we want to see and to, do as much work in the world as we can. We don't all have to be, like I said, superstars, and we're not all going to be Oprah healing the world. We're not, but it doesn't matter, because whatever you do, if you help 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, I mean, that's enough. You've done the work. It doesn't matter the mass numbers that you have. It's about, did you actually do the work of trying to be supportive to someone else and be their support system? That support that you needed at one time, now are you doing that and being that for someone else? So that's so important. So those are the 3 things I just really wanted to talk about tonight, and the whole thing about I'm not your guru. I remember too, also one time when I worked at the salon. I was doing a braiding class, and one person missed the class for whatever reason, and there was no refund on the class. And I just remember her saying, that's what made me think about this today. But I remember her saying she wrote this whole bad Yelp review about why couldn't she get her money back. She missed the class, and I was just like, it's non-refundable. You don't come that day. I don't know when I'm going to give the class again, so there's no refunds on it. And so then she writes this whole bad review about, this lady who thinks she's a braid guru. So I'm just like, oh my God, no, ma'am, I do not. I'm a teacher of braids, okay? And now I am a coach, and I'm a teacher, and I'm a healer of myself and my family, and helping people to find the healer within themselves. But yeah, people think that, that they will come to you thinking that you have all the answers, and really you have all the answers. And your coach, your therapist, your guide, whatever it is, should be helping you extract that out of yourself so that you can get the true answer that you need from yourself, because only you know what you need for yourself. You can't get that from someone else. Only you have the answers. Just like with the whole me going to church and the person coming to me and stuff, he didn't have the answer for me. He thought he had the answer. He thought that would be something that was good for me because the Bible told him so, or that's what he learned, or that's the information that he got. But I really, in the end, that wasn't for me. That wasn't what I needed. And I was just so confused at the time because I wasn't trusting myself. I didn't know myself. I hadn't done the self-awareness work to even know that I could go within myself for the answers. And once you do go through that, that's one thing I didn't mention. Once you do go through that dark night of the soul and you've done the work, then you start coming into your higher self. You start coming into the knowledge of your higher self. And who's your higher self? What's your higher self? It's your God that's within. It's the God that's within. God He's in us. He's within us. So then you start tapping into that, and that's where those answers come from. So you are co-creating with the God of your understanding, whatever that God is. You're co-creating, and you are coming into your higher self. That's why the answers are clear. That's why the answers are, that they're for you, because you're not thinking in your old frame of mind. You've come into your higher self now because you're doing the work to get there. You're trusting yourself. You're listening to that intuition. So it's turning on higher for you now. It's turning on clearer for you now. And you can hear it, and you're open to it, receive the information now. So that's the great part about doing this work. That's the best part about doing this work, when you get to that level. And then that's when mastery comes in, when you can really start mastering who you are. And then you start manifesting all these different things in your life because you work with that God energy that's within you. And that's the energy, the frequencies that you're sending out. So that's coming back to you. So that's what I wanted to talk about with you guys tonight. I hope that that helped you tonight, give you a little more clarity about where you should be getting your answers from, how you should be doing some of this work, and just knowing that it's good work, but it is hard work, but it's such good work, and it's such beneficial work that it's going to take your life to the next level if you just are willing to do what it needs to be done to get there. And that's just diving in deep and getting to it, and learning to work past it and get through those different things. So this Sunday is all about the throat chakra. So we're back on for our chakra system. So we have left the throat chakra, third eye, and the crown chakra. So this weekend we'll do that from on Sunday 2 to 3 on Sunday. And just wanted to show you guys this book one more time because it's so good, and you guys are. It's by Ayana Van Zant, and it's called Trust, and it's Mastering the 4 Essential Trust. I'm reading this book right now. I'm in the middle, and it's really, really good. It's an easy read, but it's really deep. She goes into some practices like setting boundaries in your life, which was kind of hard for me to do. Still working on that. But those are some different things we can talk about maybe next Monday, setting boundaries and how to set boundaries in your life. But it's all about trust in yourself, trust in God, trust in others, and trust in life. Trust in life. Every time I'm telling somebody about this book, I always forget the last one. Trust in life. Life is for you and life is not against you. So things that are happening and showing up in your life are not here to break you down or to set you back. They're just here to wake you up and make you pay attention to what's going on in your life and for you to really get into the work and do the work so you can get to the other side. So if anyone doesn't have any questions or anything like that, I guess we'll jump off of here tonight. Anybody have any questions, comments? No? And if so, I'll see you guys for sure next Monday. We'll be back to Monday. No more technical difficulties. We'll be back to Monday. And then I'll see you guys definitely on Sunday from 2 to 2:30. And I promise, I always say this, but I promise I'm going to post this in the community just in case you guys want to pick this up. I'm working on my Amazon book list. So all the books that I've been recommending, I'm just going to put it in the community. It'll be a link and then you can go there and then all the books